welcome to a very special episode of God-Sized Stories. I don't have one guest. I don't have two guests. But I, in fact, have three guests this week on God-Sized Stories. And I will let two of them introduce themselves right now.
One of them might introduce herself crying.
I am DJ Ostrander.
And I'm Jennifer Ostrander, and we have baby Leia with us.
Ooh, Leia.
So I've had you two both on the podcast in many forms. Between the two of you, you're definitely the most family on the podcast. Because DJ, this is, I believe, like your third episode, and Jennifer's been on an episode. You've also been a special co-host with me on an episode.
Yes.
You've both been on a special Christmas reading episode.
Oh, yeah.
I've been so blessed to get to know you guys over many. DJ, now I've known you for like 7 years, I think now.
Probably.
which is crazy.
He's only 8, so
Sometimes, yes.
7 out of the 8.
So it's just been a joy to know you guys and then to see you grow in different ways. And that's kind of what we wanted to talk a little bit about today. The obviously biggest change in your guys' life over the last year is, as you referenced before, little baby Leia is joining us. And I just wanted to have a chat about how this has changed your life in dramatic ways, because adding a human to this world is such a beautiful and amazing godly thing. And I'll start by asking either of you the question to answer first of what ways have you seen your spouse grow in either becoming a father or becoming a mother?
Well, I think Jennifer is the most amazing wife and mother there is. I will say I don't really know, never really knew what it's like to be a dad or to, be married to a mom or anything until Leia came. Got to see my parents do it and be good parents to me. But I have seen Jennifer specifically, let me just say, there's something so profound in the way that God touches a mother's heart that she loves Leia. I mean, I would say beyond what even I could do, but I love Leia. She's absolutely incredible. I love hanging out with her and running around and doing everything that I do with her, playing board games and more. But Jennifer has an ability that God has given her to stay up late, whether it's at midnight, 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m., or all those times all at once.
That's
or
right.
in the same night. And she's able to take care of Leia. She's able to continually do her diaper. She's able to, feed her. She stays up late pumping. And I think one of the biggest things that I've seen is her heart, and how her heart is so grand, and that God has given her the strength to totally love on Leia. And how big that is, and how big that I didn't even know it could grow bigger. I thought Jennifer loved me, and she does love me, don't get me wrong, but the heart that she has for Leia is so cool. The way she's willing to sacrifice is so good. And I know that was multiple facets, but I just want to say that it's very general, but maybe we delve deeper.
And I'm giving him the death stare, so he has to say all these things.
Nope.
No, it is really hard just being a mom, but people say it's the most rewarding job in the world, and I think it is. Aside from just growing alongside your husband, and yeah, it's been really fun and hard, and we've both grown so much. But with DJ, I feel like I've seen him grow more
She's
at
laughing.
night. I think, right off the bat, it was such a shock when we had Leia. So we never had to get up in the middle of the night when we were married, or just married and no baby. But now that we have a baby, she depends on us, and I'm tired and he's tired, so we all have to get up. And we don't really have a choice. She depends on us, and DJ has been such a trooper and has grown.
There
It didn't
you
start
go.
off really well. He would. Should I tell him the story?
Oh, tell them all the stories.
Well, one night, it started off when DJ had to get up, and I was giving him the milk, and no response. I was touching him, no response. I was, lightly tapping him, no response. I was kicking him, no response. I was kicking him with all my might in his legs, no response.
Hitting
And I was,
me.
yes, I was even yelling, DJ, get up. Here's the milk. And
Take it to the freezer.
yes, and he finally did. He finally got up, and, in these recent weeks, he's been even better. He's been getting up. He's changing her diaper. And that actually helps me. That helps me become a better wife. Just during the day, I'm not just drained from getting up and just being by myself. I feel like that's been one of the most important things in our marriage, is that he is willing to do all the things with me and help in the ways that he can, because he can't do everything, but he takes the time and really sacrifices his sleep to help Leia and help me. So yeah, it's been quite the ride.
Yeah, I've enjoyed in the time being
Things too.
popping in and seeing little things like the calendar and seeing things where it's like DJ takes over, and it's like I know that means DJ is dad day today and gives mom rest day on that day, and I'm like, that's so cool, and it's so encouraging to see you guys grow as a team and to see you really caring about this little person, this little miracle.
Yeah, and it's not easy. On those days, it might say DJ takeover day, but for me, it's really hard to leave,
Oh, sure.
because it's like I'm leaving part of my heart behind, and I don't want to leave her.
Ever. Let's be clear. She comes home. I come home from work after being gone the whole day. I'm able to hold Leia for, approximately 10 minutes. And then Jennifer goes, can I have her back? I miss her. I haven't seen her at all. And I need to see her more. Babe, what are you talking about? You were with her the whole day. Yeah, so let's be clear. When she says she misses her, I almost have to push her out of the house to get her to go 5 minutes away and go to the pool and relax a little.
Mm-hmm.
And she's teething now, so you might hear in the background.
Oh yes, chiming in.
I've also been encouraged as well. Not only that note on the calendar, but the 100,000 Post-it notes around the house. That this is one of the things that's made me respect you as a man, DJ, is that you married into a family that is predominantly Mexican, and they speak a lot of Spanish, and you starting off spoke absolutely nothing, but you care about your family and your daughter's family and want her to feel connected to her family and her culture. So you guys made the decision, like, Spanish is important for your household.
Yes.
And seeing how much you're trying, DJ, to learn Spanish, and now I hear you use almost as much Spanish when we're in your house doing stuff as you use English, is so encouraging to see the dedication you're taking to your family as a father, as a husband, as extended family towards the rest of your family. Is just encouraging, and the power I feel like that is as a witness that you have towards your extended family, that you're so willing to become a part of the family, like, especially as the Bible says, like, you're willing to go to that other half of your family now and be with them and be part of them, is such a manly thing to do, and not sense of like a worldly manly thing. It's not like pumping iron. It's like you're spiritually pumping iron of like wanting to connect to these people by being daddy.
Yeah, and he's Mexican too now.
Yes, the Bible says the two become one flesh, and so I'm one flesh with her, and
One Mexican flesh.
well, now I got Hispanic in me. So,
What does that make me?
I don't know. It's very confusing. I'm 100% this and 50% that, and who knows what Leia is because, you know, she's down the family tree.
She's adorable.
Yes.
And she agrees.
What are some of the, you may feel unique, but maybe not necessarily being unique, challenges that you guys have had in this journey? Because obviously, as we've quoted, and you've referenced a little already, Jennifer, this is a radical change to your life. It doesn't, nothing is the same anymore after this.
Yes, she's a tiny human, but she rocks our world, really, to the foundation of it. Yep. Right to its core, right? Yeah, I feel like, you know, aside from not being able to leave her all the time and, you know, that being one of the challenges, I feel like another one is really having my husband be the priority because the Bible does call us to love our husbands and our wives. I mean, I don't have any wives, but I have one husband.
Let's be clear.
Yeah, but, you know, he is my priority. And a lot of times, Leia can kind of overshadow that. Mm-hmm. And I must say that, you know, these first few months that I've had Leia, it's been quite the challenge to just put him first and be able to cook for him, which is one of the things that I really enjoy. And I've almost just put it to the side, which, you know, hasn't made me happy and hasn't, he seems not to mind it. He seems to want to, you know, help and always say, like, don't worry, you just take care of this. You've been taking care of Leia all day. But really, it is a joy to me to be able to cook for my husband, be able to be there for my husband. But it does make it challenging, just, you know, having another baby. So being able to, you know, prioritize our date nights is one of the things that we're trying to get back to. We do
slowly,
date nights.
but surely.
Yeah, sometimes we have, you know, when Leia goes to sleep, we're able to be together. And, yeah.
Yeah, challenges are, I mean, she touched on some of them that we sort of jointly experience, and I go back to the point that, like, you know, there's a part of me that says, okay, yeah, we can get a grandma to come over and babysit Leia and go on our date night and go leave for a couple hours. But again, Jennifer's heart is so, I mean, first, just the fact that Leia was connected to her blows my mind.
Yeah.
Different topic for a different day. But the amount of, like, just love and connection she has to say, I don't want to be separated from her because she is, you know, part of me. It's harder for Jennifer to take that step and to say, let me go step out. And so a part for me, in effect, that's pretty hard, is being able to adapt a little more. Jennifer and I were just talking a day or two ago about how on our Sundays, we used to always have 1 hour of quiet time. It was a great time. We'd each sit down, read our Bible, journal, pray, connect with the Lord, and it was such a rich time. And if anyone's single or just married out there too, I'll encourage you to do that. You know, set a day and just do that. Just try it for a little bit, you know, maybe just 1 or 2 days. Don't watch TV. Don't watch The Office, unlike what I want to do. But, you know, just put that aside. And for me, being able to adapt and say, we can't keep these same structures and same routines that we have. All right, Wednesday night, it's always a date night. Saturday or Sunday, we're hanging out together for this 1 hour quiet time. Having to adapt to some of that is definitely hard. And I am I'm a go-go person. I like my routines and I like knowing what's coming. And so having to be flexible is growing. That's growing me. And, you know, I think just the thoughts of raising a child in this day and age too is, you know, it's a challenge in a sense, but I think more of it as a responsibility. Yeah. And as the culture continues to be degraded, you know, as we continue to run away from the Lord secularly, you know, even not speaking from a Christian perspective, but the confusion that there is out there, about who you are and your identity, and so many things that our children are being taught or educated with and learning. There's a big challenge there. And so I personally have dug into some other books and materials that I want to be able to, I want to be the best dad ever for my children, because I know how important a dad figure is. And this is a little off the topic of a challenge, but when you hear all about the statistics about families that, don't do well, and just in general, if there's no dad, whether it's crime, poverty, whatever it is, I want to be a great dad. I want to love my daughter. And so there's a responsibility there. But then I also think the second step in there is not just feeling this pressure, or pressure to provide now that I have a family, but the relinquishing that pressure and that anxiety to the Lord is a part that I've been growing with too. And so saying, Lord, you're really providing for me. You're going to give me the strength. You're going to give me the wisdom to be able to teach Leia. You're going to show me these Bible verses. You're going to guide me along whatever line that I need to be guided with, that I will be able to be a good dad and love her well, treat her well, have her be my princess, as one of the songs that I come home and dance to almost every day. Mi Princesa by, who's it by, babe? Osuna. It's very fun. I don't know half the words, but I'm working on them. So, yes, as Craig said, my Spanish journey is enjoyable. But I was actually just talking with Jennifer's grandma a couple days over at their house.
Yes, that was an interesting conversation, but also I felt like DJ has been growing in his Spanish and being very dedicated, because my grandma only speaks Spanish and DJ was there and continuing the conversation. So I was very impressed.
And trust me, I went home from there when Jennifer said, "Oh, I'm impressed." And I thought, wow, that's really encouraging. And it even is encouraging from you too, Craig, to hear you say that I'm doing well with it. Because I do. I want Spanish to be spoken so easily here that friends come over and they look at the sticky note on a picture or a TV or the ice machine and they go, "What's this?" And they're learning. And, I think, as you were saying too, on that topic a little bit, the desire to want to connect Leia to language is huge, and that is so profound in communicating cultural things. And we aren't a family that says, "Oh, I'm Leia, Ostrander, I'm Mexican, and like this." I say those things as jokes, but we see ourselves first as children of the Lord. We see ourselves as Christians. Our identity is in being a son or daughter of the Lord. And then from there are other ethnic identities, and there are things like that. Yeah. But again, for me, it's fun. I actually enjoy the challenge, and I think someday, because children learn languages faster than adults.
Oh, yeah.
I'm excited for the day that Leia's able to start teaching me some Spanish.
Yeah. And her and Mom are talking behind your back, and you don't understand what they're saying.
We'll just have to whisper because he'll know what we're saying.
Yes, I know. Exactly.
Well, guys, I've been so honored to be your friend on this small part of this journey with you guys. It's crazy that it seems like just not that long ago you guys were crashing at our place while you were between your places. And it's like, it's so exciting that you're now at this step, and to see you, how much you've grown is like what you guys have said about each other from an outsider's perspective. I've seen it tenfold. And how you've not changed as people, but become even more of who you are. Especially as you were saying, DJ, like you as well are a child of God. Mm-hmm. And to see you put your unique spin on that is now not just a child, but also a father. And it's so cool to see that. And to see you grow, and to see how our friendship has grown through it by just, as I said, I respect you as a man by seeing that happen, but then seeing your joy in other places too. Like you're taking the dad stuff to the max. Like as you're sitting now with dad joke loading shirt on right now. I love it. And like you even had a hat before Leia was even born. You had a hat
Yes, he was proud.
It was a dad hat. I wore it. I wore it loud and proud all around because I wanted to say, I am a father. I'm a father of an unborn, beautiful baby girl, but I'm a father of her, and I did. I took it, very well.
Yeah, we've definitely grown more into the people that God wants us to be and more like Jesus, so that's been really important throughout this journey.
And to go back to one item too, just around the challenge, and hopefully this will be succinct, but I struggle in the area of giving myself up, really. And so having Leia here and having my wife, and so when I'm tired and coming home from a day of work, it's not easy for me to say, let me do dishes or let me help hold Leia and maybe give her a bottle. But I'm growing in those things, and so, lest anyone thinks on this podcast we sound like we got it all together. Let's be clear. Our kitchen's over there. There are dishes. There's food out still.
Don't tell him all those things.
But yeah, we're taking time to prioritize what's important. And I think that is an important lesson. As you grow in life, whatever your life stage or wherever you're at, prioritizing is an important note. And I will say too, entertaining note, as Craig was talking about the level I brought of my dad's skills. We were recently doing a Nerf summer camp that we did, and a kid brought his Nerf blaster in, and so Jennifer and Leia were there for that day, and for some reason, I don't know how, I got on the topic of babies, and I said, I have a baby, and then I said, I know how to hold the baby. Do any of you have babies in here? And let's be clear, these are 8, 9, 7-year-old, mainly boys, some boys and girls in there. And I go, does anyone know how to hold a baby? And one kid tries to show me, and I go, no, what are you doing? And I grab his Nerf blaster, and I proceed to demonstrate how to correctly do it. And then for the rest of the day, the kid is holding his Nerf blaster like it is this precious baby that he can't drop. Yes. And the other kids were trying to pull it from him. It was an entertaining time. And I leaned over to Craig, and I said, Craig, this is hilarious.
It was.
Whatever sort of is going on in my brain, these kids are going to learn about it, so good for them.
Well, thank you guys, and audience, thank you so much as well. And I'm sure if you are the praying ones at home, young mother and father would appreciate your prayers as they continue the journey as well. And thank you as always for listening. I couldn't do this without you. Goodbye.